Hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to watch my entirely layman's review of the Schwinn Boundary Electric Mountain Bike. So I just got this thing a couple days ago, put it together, and so far I have taken about a 15-mile trip with it, and I really like it. It's a very nice bike for the price. I purchased this through Walmart.com at about $900 retail, and received a package from Walmart in about a little over a week's time, probably 12 days, 11, 12 days. And so there's this come in a box, and had to put the front wheels as well as the handlebar together, but pretty much everything else was already assembled, so it didn't take very long to put everything together. And it looks really nice. I mean, it's a good looking bike, black as advertised, and it has a lot of features. I think for the price, you do have front and rear disc brakes with a suspension fork, and you also have a suspension seat post. There's no mud guard or anything else like that because it is marketed as, it's built as a mountain bike. And even though I really have no plans to hit the trails with it, let's see, it's got a 7 gears Shimano gear box setup, whatever you want to call it, and it worked really well. I have no problem when I was riding shifting into any of the gears. And here is the hub motor, okay, in the back wheel. So this is an entirely pedal assist class 1 e-bike that is capable of assisting up to 20 miles per hour. So there's no throttle or anything. It's got a cadence sensor, I guess, on the pedal with a crank, and it takes about half of a revolution to maybe even a full revolution before you start really feeling that the motor kicks in, to help you along. But it works pretty well, and yeah, it's a nice boost, but it's not like pushing you off your seat, or at least not for me. And yeah, it's a nice, comfortable bike to ride. The control here is pretty simplistic. Basically, you just have 3 modes of assist. And then this up here is your battery indicator, on-off switch. And then this right here, the middle button, is for the walking mode. If you're pushing your bike or something like that, you can just hold this down and then it's going to walk by itself. But it walks kind of fast, so I don't know if I like to use it. The brakes, like I said, it's got the disc brake in the front as well as the rear, and they work pretty well. But for my ride this weekend, it definitely was a little squeaky. I'm not all that familiar with disc brakes, so I'm not sure if that's normal or not, or maybe that is just because the brakes are new, because I think the noise got a little bit better, toward the end of my ride. Yeah, and I don't know how to adjust the grip or anything like that. I mean, it works well, but this part right here feels a little mushy to me. I don't know. It's just something that I noticed. Cable management, not exactly the greatest, but it doesn't get in the way or anything. It does have the cable for the motor inhibitor, so when you are braking, it will stop the power of the motor in the back. Integrated battery, so that's something that I really like. I mean, it's got like a nice clean line to it. It doesn't have that battery pack that you know, a lot of, I think, other Schwinn models, you know, have. And overall, pretty decent. You know, one comment about the C post, it looks pretty good, but I don't know. I mean, something about this just didn't quite work for me. My backside was definitely hurting. I did adjust the C post because I'm a fairly big guy, so you know, I didn't want it to be bouncing up and down all the time. So maybe that was my fault. But yeah, so I'm not a particular fan of the seat. I'm gonna try something else to see if that makes it a little bit better. But you know, but it looks nice. Looks nice. Okay. Now operation. Basically, what you got to do is that here's the switch for the battery. So you hold this to turn on the battery. And I don't know if you can see on the video as much, but one of the buttons here doesn't really seem like it's like fully lit, but this is fully charged. So I don't know if this means that my battery, there's something wrong with it, or this is just how this particular model is. But anyway, you got 4 dots to indicate that it's fully charged. Once you turn on the battery, then you come to the controller and just hitting that on-off button once. So there it is. And so you got your 4 bars, just like on the battery for the battery level, walking mode, and here is the assist mode with low, medium, and high. And there's no up or down button, so all you can do is just click it to cycle through the different power modes. You know, for my ride and where I live, it's a little bit hilly, but I was able to keep it on low to medium for most of the time. As a matter of fact, yeah, unless I'm hitting something, you know, pretty big, like a big hill, then I will go to medium and high. But otherwise, you know, it offers a lot of assists in just these 3 modes. Okay. So the gears, like I say, 7 levels. There are 2 levers, one here, the smaller one, and then the one down here. The one down here downshifts, and it's not a click, so you push it all the way down, and then it clicks to, you know, go 1 gear lower. But then with this top one, you know, you just kind of hit it, and then it will upshift. And also with this, I guess you can go 2 gears at a time, but yeah, so it works pretty well. I mean, you know, when you're riding, it definitely clicks into where it needs to be very confidently. So I like a lot. You know, I like a lot. I like that a lot. Okay. Now, the battery. Here's the thing that I do want to kind of talk about the battery. The battery is not a particularly powerful one. It has only, I believe, 281 watt hours. It's a 36 volt and 7,800 mAh capacity. So 281 watt hours, as you can see, lithium ion right underneath the word ion. I think most of the other e-bikes that I've seen, you know, offers a little bit more charge than this. I mean, it's not particularly big, but so far I haven't been able to find a replacement for it either. So maybe this is something that will change in the near future. Now, when you're charging the battery, this is the charger that it comes with. It's already been plugged in. Okay, so the instruction basically says that, and the charger port is right up here. Okay, The instruction says that you have to turn the power on to charge. So I think if you just simply plug it in, it doesn't really do anything. Nothing light up. Nothing over here as well. So you gotta hold this to turn it on, okay? And once you do that, the only way that you will know that this is charging is by this light right here on the charger. When the battery is fully charged, then that red light will turn green. So that's something I think you kind of have to read the instruction manuals to figure out. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off, and I'm gonna put this bike in the back, into the bike. So fully integrated into the frame, really nice. You have to make sure this bottom part basically slide all the way in first, and then just kind of pushes this top portion until it clicks. Okay, and that's it. So that's one way of charging the battery. The other way is you can leave it in the bike, and there's a charging port right here as well. Okay, pretty straightforward. So yeah, so that's basically it. It's like I said, you know, I'm no expert, but this is one of my, well, this is my first electric bike for myself, and I think it's a pretty good deal for less than $1,000. Definitely get a lot of features. I never had a bike with front suspension fork before, and this thing, you know, supports my weight, no problem. No adjustments that I can tell, and I haven't tried to take it apart, you know, to research that or anything. But the preload seems to work pretty well for me. Handlebars is just straight plastic, you know, but it's nice. I mean, you know, it's pretty grippy, so it definitely feels secure. And the handlebar is decently wide. I think there are definitely wider ones. I don't have a measurement or anything, but it's comfortable. The handlebar is fixed, so you can't make this higher, you know, or really adjust the angle other than just what's available, you know, to the natural curve of the handlebars. But yeah, I mean, you know, it works for me. Seat's uncomfortable. I already talked about that. And that's pretty much it. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this review of the Schwinn Boundary electric mountain bike. And yeah, definitely check it out. Take care.